5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Top 5 all-time professional quarterbacks. This looks interesting. Let's see. Number 5, John Elway. Yeah, that makes sense. Number 4, Otto Graham. The game was different back then, but yeah, you can't argue with the results. I mean, the guy was a winner. Number 3, Joe Montana. Yeah, that's about right. Number 2, Tom Brady. Yep, definitely one of the all-times. And number 1, oh, yeah, of course, Cannonballs.
Alan, do you know where you are?
Yeah, I'm in the Scafacci-verse.
Do you know where you are?
Yeah, I know. I'm in the Scafacci-verse.
You're in the Scafacci-verse, baby.
Yeah, I know. I said that.
You're gonna die.
Hell yeah, we are in the Scafacci-verse, and that's why shit like Cannonballs is normal.
That's right.
Because it's this whole self-contained universe that has all this glorious shit in it, especially the two of us
and all
of you.
Yeah,
dude,
headquarters.
look at that.
Is right there in the dead fucking center of the Scafacci-verse.
Yep, representing.
That's right. All 74,000 of you guys. But man, I'll tell you,
damn.
we're not really growing that fast. In fact, dude, we've been losing members.
On the headquarters page.
Yeah, on the
Dude, I
headquarters
thought you were
page.
talking about the Scafacci-verse.
No, the Scafacci-verse just gets bigger and bigger, man.
You can be sure that the Scafacci-verse is expanding in a manner consistent with Hubble's constant.
Yeah, which I don't know what that means, but doesn't it mean it just keeps going out until it...
It does. In fact, it's expanding faster as time goes on. Which is kind
that
of
would
crazy.
be great. Yeah, if we could expand a little faster, that's part of why we changed.
It's because the Scafacci-verse, like the regular universe, has dark energy.
Yeah.
But in this case, the dark energy comes from my taint. Dude, my taint was abused last week.
What'd you do?
I went to Northern California, and you might think,
that's right.
you went
dude,
to... I went and visited my older brother, who is of independent means. He's like, oh, well, we're not wealthy, but we don't have to worry about it. One of those.
Yeah.
Which means he's wealthy.
Yeah.
And we rented e-bikes. He lives in Sacramento. We rented e-bikes, and we rode all around. And it was fun because these are the kind of e-bikes that you have to pedal in order to get the motor to go. But it takes a lot of the work off it for you. But what it doesn't relieve, so it takes some of the pressure off your legs, but it does not take the pressure off your taint.
No.
That bike seat on this e-mountain bike was hard and narrow and just puts my entire upper body's weight directly onto my taint.
Yeah.
And it's not...
That pressure is not fun.
No, dude, it was a bit much. Like, we rode for about 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And, dude, I was hurting. That's the worst. Like, my legs were sore and, but my taint, dude, a week later, it hasn't fully forgiven me. Yeah, the gooch. Dude. So this place would offer, like, you could bring in your own pedals, like, because some people have, like, lock-in pedals or whatever if they're fucking fancy.
Yeah.
I got to bring in my own seat, dude.
You just bring your own seat.
Yeah, I need, like a recliner.
Dude, there's a lot of nice seats on, like, Amazon for, like, $25.
Yeah, the bike I have at home, it's got the big, like, it's a cruiser, and it's got the big cruiser seat, and then I put the gel pad on top of that, and then I put a little plug on top of that, so I know right where to sit.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing works great. Yeah.
So, all right, man. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us.
Yeah.
Want to remind them that we need your help to grow the Scafacci-verse a little bit more. Need you to get out there. We need you to tell somebody, tell your friends, send a link to your grandma and be like, hey, come join me in the Scafacci-verse.
That's right.
And
we're going to push Hubble's constant to its limit.
Yeah. And but we want to thank you guys for joining us another episode. And we got a very special episode. But before we get to that, right, we got Just the Tip.
We do, and it's sponsored.
Okay, give us the sponsor for Just the Tip.
The sponsor for Just the Tip is the Orr House, Logan, Utah's finest full-service private club, making men out of boys since 2004.
Ah, nice.
Yes, there you go. All right, and now the tip.
Yeah.
So in my spare time, I'm a hiker, and I run a hiking group here in Las Vegas that has 28,000 members.
Yeah, give it a plug.
It's called Vegas Hikers. It's on a site called meetup.com. Meetup is cool because it's where you can find people who have a common interest, whatever it might be, whether it's
college football gaming,
college football game. I bet you there's meetup groups.
I bet you there's.
Sewing and dachshunds and hiking and all that different stuff. So ours is a hiking group, And it's done really, really well. It's how I met my wife, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been all great, but no, I get along with my wife quite well. So anyway, one of the things that I've learned from hiking, out here we have a lot of what's called scrambling, where you're climbing on the rocks. And it can be sketchy because you're climbing. And
Some might even say dangerous.
It definitely can be dangerous. And so when a person is climbing, other people try to help. And of course, the move, what you want to do, and it's the main reason I got into hiking, is when that girl is climbing above you, you just put your hand right on their ass.
Ah, yeah.
And you put that thumb, just to get that secure hold. Yeah. But not all girls are cool with you putting your hand on their ass.
No.
No.
So, do you have like a fake hand you can use? It's just like a plastic hand?
No, I make them sign a waiver that it is okay for Alan to put his hand on my ass.
Ah, okay.
And they never sign it.
No.
And so I had to come up with this alternate method. So really what's helpful is if you had like a really good foothold, then you wouldn't need me to put my hand on your ass. And so what I'll do when a person is climbing is I will hold their foot, their shoe, up against the rock so that it can't slip. They guide their foot right into the foothold. You put your weight onto that, and it is incredibly helpful. It's much easier to do, and this is the way, right? So if you're helping somebody to climb a rock, put your hand on their ass if they'll let you, if that's what you're into, which of course you are. But really, putting your hand on their foot is a lot more helpful.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. And thank you to our sponsor.
That's a tip.
All right. So, Al, we got a fun episode here.
We do, and this is what the Scafacci-verse is all about.
We're going to go into the Scafacci-verse.
We are entering the Scafacci-verse.
We are going to read from Go Fight Win, which this will be the third time that we're reading. The second one has yet to actually play, so we have to remember to play them in order, otherwise we're going to confuse the listeners. But
right.
I'm going to read. I'm going to try to do voices. It's a struggle, right? I'm not good at voices, but I am going to try. And so I want you to just join me, and if something tickles you or whatever, and you want to say something, feel free.
Okay.
But are you ready?
Yeah. Okay. I'm ready.
All right. Ready? Here is Go Fight Win. September 24th, 2019. Time, 2 p.m. The place, the Revere Riders practice field. The Revere Riders are gathered on the practice field and have been run ragged for the better part of an hour. Coach Taylor is clearly frustrated with the team's constant mental mistakes and the offense's penchant for turnovers. The team is running bleachers with multiple players puking and cramping as Coach Taylor holds a microphone. His voice is seething with anger, frustration, and a touch of sadistic glee. He is reading excerpts from the Brown Beauty, the school's newspaper, over and over. Sports reporter Emma Sullivan wrote in a school paper about you pussies and seems to think you deserve a pat on the back because we only lost by a combined 60 points in 3 games, he says, taunting them.
That's some good coaching right there.
He continues. She calls it a slight improvement, he says sarcastically. The coach then launches into a rant. I am not here for your moral victories. I will run you all till you can't even feel your legs. Do you understand me? I will run you till dying is your best alternative, and we will keep doing this until effort improves. Despite his focus on the players, Liam is still keenly aware of who might be watching, and definitely enough to see Emma herself walking towards the practice field. Although she is still more than 100 yards away, and at a distance she probably can't make out exactly what is being said, his demeanor changes. From the ruthless drill instructor screaming obscenities through a bullhorn to more of an empathetic father figure exhorting his players to persevere. Liam now stands quietly with the megaphone down by his side as Emma gets close enough to hear everything he says. Okay, that's enough, boys. Great job. Appreciate all of you pushing yourselves so hard. That's a team. Emma appears to be impressed by Liam's kindness towards his players. Hey, Coach Taylor, like these boys are pretty motivated to win. They're working their tails off. Liam looks at Emma with determination in his eyes. Yeah, they really want to win this next game. Sometimes you just have to find out if they need a little pat on the back or a kick in the butt.
I want to pause here for just a sec. If people want to picture these people in their mind, who does Emma Sullivan look like?
She looks like the actress that plays, God, what the hell's her name from the Avengers? She was redhead. I can't think of her name right now.
Yeah.
Actually sent a sent a post or something this morning about it, but like in one of the things I updated.
Yeah, I can't ever remember.
I can't think of her name.
But yeah, the
right?
redhead from the
Jillian,
Avengers.
something Jillian.
Yeah.
Jillian something.
It is. Yep,
Yeah.
you are correct.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what does Coach Taylor look like?
He looks like Bana.
Eric Bana?
Eric Bana.
Okay.
Yeah,
there
from
you go.
like from a couple of different movies, but you probably noted he was the Hulk in one of those
yes.
movies.
Yes,
and he was
indeed.
also in Black Hawk Down.
All right, nice.
Yeah, a bunch of other movies.
Yeah, you may continue.
Okay. Emma is keenly aware of Liam's choice of words. Gone is his usual colorful language. He sounds more like a typical coach speaking in cliches. So, coach, I want to do a feature article on you, your background, a real in-depth interview with the guy who's finally going to turn things around. Maybe talk about the first month of the season. Liam perks up, excited about the attention he receives from the young, attractive female.
Hey, it's Karen Gillan.
Karen Gillan, yeah.
Yep.
Sure, Emma. Maybe over lunch in our coach's office next week, after the Akron game. I want to be in a good mood for that kind of hard-hitting journalism. Emma seems equally excited about how quickly Liam has given her exclusive access and a direct line to the team itself. Okay, it's a date. I'll bring something from Squirters. They make the best clam chowder. Liam licks his lips. I love Squirters. I just let it run all over my face. I don't care how messy it gets.
Nice.
Date, October 1st, 2019. Time, Tuesday morning, 7 a.m. Place, coach's office parking lot. Liam is heading into the coach's office to watch game film of the Riders' 31-21 victory over Akron and prepare the new game plan for Kent. As he exits his car, Detectives Murphy and Corso are there waiting for him. Liam had very seldom interactions with the police growing up in Storm Lake, Iowa. Storm Lake wasn't exactly a small town, but Liam's world was incredibly small. It was a quiet town. Nothing ever seemed to happen, and no one famous was born there or lived there. It was so boring at times. It did not even seem like there was a police department there at all. Teenagers, like Liam, were mostly left to their own devices, and if you played football, it felt like you could do no wrong. That became reality his senior season when the team caught lightning in a bottle. Liam holds his backpack with one hand as it sits draped on his shoulder and holds a blended juice drink in the other. He greets the two detectives while checking his surroundings. Is everything okay? Is it safe? I just got to campus, and you know how things are these days, he says. Murphy acts as if he does not know what Liam's name is. Coach Taylor, isn't it? Man, great game you guys played on Saturday. 2 wins already. That's a normal year worth of glory in just 5 games.
Nice. Dude, I like this Murphy voice. He's grizzled.
Yeah, I'll try.
It's good, dude.
Yeah. Liam laughs at being congratulated for having 2 wins after just 5 games. Yeah. Hot start at 2-3, right? Next stop, World Championships of Unpaid Football. I'm guessing that isn't what you boys came to talk about, though, right? You know, if you need a couple tickets to the game, I think there are about 29,287 available for the next home game. Corso laughs at Liam's joke about the historically low fan support the team has gotten in its history. Actually, Coach, we just wanted to talk to you about some concerns we have. Liam's eyes widen. The campus has already increased security and patrols in the area seems to be almost nonstop, so he's a little surprised by the detectives. Concerns for who? Murphy, who has never been much for playing games when police work is concerned, replies, I'll cut right to the chase, Coach. We have reason to believe that the Finn and Clausen murders may have some connection to the football team. Liam can no longer hide his concern. What makes you think they have anything to do with my team? Murphy chooses his words carefully, not to divulge sensitive information. We found evidence at both scenes that leads us to believe these murders are related to each other. Liam wrinkles his brow and shakes his head slightly. Sorry, Detective. I'm not sure I follow, he says. So, do you guys have any suspects? DNA at the scene is pretty standard from what they show 48 hours tells me. Doesn't everybody blow their ball batter everywhere when they do a kill? Corso quickly injects. Coach, even if we were at liberty to talk about how much frothy ejaculate we find at a scene, we wouldn't share that information with just anyone. That's just not how this works. Liam's voice drips with sarcasm. Okay, well, Why exactly did you pass 4 donut shops so early in the morning? Just to talk to me about it then.
Nice.
Murphy is anxious to get some real police work, but understands the influence Coach Taylor now holds as the head coach of the Riders. He responds, "We just felt, that as the head coach, we wanted to give you a heads up. You know, see something, say something. If you see any weirdos hanging around, anything strange happens with you or any of the players, you let us know, okay? Here's my card," he says as he hands it over to him. Corso transforms from detective to fan. "Good luck on Saturday, coach." Liam looks around once more as students start to notice him talking to the police. "Thanks for stopping by, guys, but I got a ton on my plate." Corso half jokingly asks Liam, "Do you have any tickets by chance?" Liam seems to know the drill and smiles. "I'll put your names in at will call."
All right, dude. So far, so good. We still got plenty of time. Let's get another one in.
All right. Date, October 7th, 2019. Time, 11:15 a.m. Place, Cliddy's. Coach Taylor is sitting alone in a booth inside Cliddy's, a small restaurant hidden neatly just off campus down by the wharf. A young, attractive waitress wearing the Cliddy signature T-shirt emblazoned with the Cliddy slogan, "Get your face in the place," walks up to the table to get his order. The bubbly waitress is adorned in various Cliddy's related flare pins and recognizes Liam. She welcomes him to Cliddy's. "Hi, Coach. I'm Claire. I'm going to be your waitress today. What can I do for you?" Liam looks around at the other patrons a little bewildered. "Hi, Claire. Thanks. I'll tell you, this place was impossible to find. Everyone talks about it, and I've been in this area dozens of times searching for it. What a relief. I was thinking it didn't even exist." Claire giggles, even though she has heard the same thing thousands of times. Every guy that comes in says the same thing. Anyway, can I recommend one of our specials?" Liam looks over the laminated menu. Please do. What's most popular?" Claire brushes her long hair back behind her ears and leans close enough for Liam for him to smell her sweet perfume and points to an item on the menu. "Well, everyone raves about the tuna boat. They say it's addicting. It's very moist, and you would think it smells fishy, but nobody ever complains." Liam, thinking about how many times he has watched the boats leave the dock here in town recently. "I always wanted to be the captain of the tuna boat. So I guess I'll have that. And let me finish off with one of those cream pies."
Hey, you know what they say about eating the tuna boat? Once you get past the smell, you've got it licked.
Ah.
Yeah.
Claire, smiling, signals her approval. "Excellent choices. If you ask me, there's no better way to finish them with a cream pie."
I get it.
As Claire walks away, a man dressed in a white shirt, tie, and slacks sits down in the booth facing Liam, startling the coach with his audacity. Liam looks around a little stunned while trying to recognize the stranger, but quickly gives up. Can I help you?" he asks. The man's face registers annoyance and irritation. Liam did not immediately greet him from their first meeting. "Hey, Liam. You remember me from the meet and greet, don't you? It's me. Andy Watts. I'm your #1 fan. What luck run into you like this? Coincidence, huh? Thanks for letting me sit with you." Liam definitely did not invite Andy, nor is he actually welcome. But once again, Liam feels trapped and put on the spot. Yeah, Andy, right? I guess. Yeah. Have a seat." "So have you been here before?" Andy looks around as if he's equally surprised to have found Cliddy's. No, actually, I had a really hard time finding this place. I even asked someone to draw me a map to it, but I spent hours looking for it. I wasn't even sure it existed."
Dude, your Andy voice is really good.
Yeah. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm just trying to have a quiet lunch," Liam says, trying to gently extricate himself from the awkward situation. Andy groans while staring uncomfortably into Liam's eyes. Are you really kicking your #1 fan out of the restaurant?" The muscles in Andy's jaw clench with a cold intensity as he speaks. Do you really think it's good luck for you to turn your back on the fan so fast?" Andy continues. The last coach I threw my support behind got in over his head. When he tried to get rid of me, do you really need those kind of problems?" he says ominously. Liam's body language shifts.
Dude sounds crazy.
He scoots back into the booth, a little as if a few extra inches will offer him some respite from Andy, and then replies calmly. "No, Andy. I guess I have enough problems this season without upsetting our #1 fan. So are you hungry?" As Liam finishes his sentence, he glances away from Andy to see Claire dropping off the tuna boat he ordered. Claire notices Andy, looks at him, then turns her attention back to Liam. Oh, Coach, you didn't mention your friend here would be joining you today. Liam extends his hand towards Andy, palm up to introduce him. This is Andy. He's our biggest fan. Claire, unimpressed, removes her server book once more, turns toward Andy with a hint of who gives a fucking sarcasm in her voice. What can I get for her, the biggest fan? Andy seems oblivious to the snark. Oh no, I'm not hungry. Just water, please, and your number.
Oh, jeez.
Liam looks towards the young girl to watch her reaction. She looks at Liam as if she is a kidnapping victim hoping for rescue. Liam seems to be indifferent to her obvious discomfort and allows this moment to play itself out. And as an awkward silence hangs in the air before he intercedes. Can you get us some onion rings to share, please? I don't like to be the only one eating. What do you say, Andy? Share some onion rings with the Revere coach? Andy perks up, suddenly far more interested in Liam than he is in Claire. Absolutely. Can you bring some ranch too? And how about a lemon for my water? Make it quick, he says in a dismissive tone. Claire's body language screams relief for the opportunity to get away from Andy. I'll get that water. And the onion rings started. Claire turns to walk towards the kitchen with Andy burning a hole in her with his gaze. Look at that turd cutter on her. I bet you're raw dogging every co-ed on campus, huh? Can I smell your fingers? He says, leaning forward in the booth just in case Liam extends his hand. Andy's brashness stuns the coach, and despite having no more room, he somehow scoots just a little further back into the booth. Whoa, slow down, Turbo. I think she likes you, Liam says, egging on his uninvited guest. Andy pauses to look around the restaurant. He pays close attention to the people paying him attention while smiling half-heartedly, nodding towards the waitress. Nah, girls like her never go for nice guys like me. But look at the bright side. The head coach for the best football program in America is my best friend now, he says.
Oh, boy.
Liam's shoulders slump down. Hearing best friend over and over gives him a very uneasy feeling. Yeah, Andy, who doesn't like friends? A few minutes later, Claire returns, dropping the onion rings and Andy's water. Liam grabs a few onion rings and places them on his plate next to the tuna boat. Then, in a sort of weird slow motion, and without a hint of shame, Andy reaches onto Liam's plate. He shows no regard for personal space or boundaries and grabs half of Liam's tuna boat. Liam is so stunned, he does not even try to stop him. It's almost as if he cannot. In one motion, Andy lifts the tuna boat sandwich to his mouth. He bites down into it, staring directly at Liam. It's hard not to get the feeling that Andy is not even eating the coach's lunch as much as he's eating his personal space and forcing his way right into Liam's life. With a mouthful of food, Andy mumbles, "How can I pass up a chance to share lunch with my new best friend?" Liam seems to have misjudged Andy. At first he thought he was harmless, just a fan of the team, but is becoming more and more apparent that Andy is anything but harmless. A second later, Claire returns as Andy sips his water. How about we finish off with that cream pie now, Coach?
Oh, we will leave it to finish off there. Dude, good stuff, man. Your reading is solid.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's a struggle.
Claire's voice was more natural as a female voice. But, dude, I like where you went with Andy. And I'm starting to be able to distinguish some of the other voices.
So, listen, I hang out in an area with a ton of homeless people.
Sure.
Right? I don't know how it would work, but I think I can find enough people that I could just assign roles.
Yeah, exactly.
And we could just have homeless people read this, which would make it like a one-of-a-kind, podcast episode. But we'd have to do something we'd have to hang like air fresheners like in the movie Seven.
Yeah, dude,
like
I
everywhere.
noticed in Roll Room Studios, you mentioned that in the summer it would get pretty hot in here.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure something out.
It's a little warm in here right now, and
we're-
it's like nice out.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure something out because it's going to be like a sauna in here, which I'm here for it, but you'll die. So,
dude, I'm the mailman.
Yeah, well, we're going to do cool rags and everything.
Yeah, put cooling towels around.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad up until, like, if we do it started early, like 3 a.m., it would probably be okay.
Yeah, the big thing is just not having the sun shine onto the tough shed.
Yeah.
Right, because Roll Room Studios is a tough shed.
Yeah, well, it's not a tough shed, but
I saw the name right on the door handle. It says tough shed.
That's because I'm inside.
Oh, yeah. Otherwise, this would be a pussy shed.
That's right. Little bitch shed.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you have at your house.
Yeah, I got punk shed.
Yeah, you got a little fucking little fucking Nancy fucking shed.
It's my she shed.
Yeah, fucking,
exactly.
Watch you hit your shed with your purse.
How fucking dare you?
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. All right, so we got a sponsor for this episode.
Yeah.
Straight out of the Scafacci-verse, we have Bukkake's Japanese Biscuits and Breakfast. This week's sponsor is Bukkake's Biscuits and Japanese Biscuits and Breakfast, featuring traditional Japanese foods like tamagoyaki, onigiri, gohan, yakizakana, and more. And everything comes with a generous helping of our signature gravy, guaranteed to get all over your face. Bukkake's Japanese Biscuits and Breakfast is so good, we know you'll come again and again.
All right. Dude, that was, you know what? Honestly, man, I think that was my best reading yet.
Oh, it was for sure.
Yeah, but it's still tough, man. I've got like, now I start to feel like a little schizophrenic.
You should, because they're different people that occupy different spaces in your head.
Yeah, well, and on top of that, a lot of these characters are like one time only. Like, I don't think Claire makes another
it's a shame
appearance.
to waste a good female voice on Claire, but those voices can repeat, right? The important thing is
that they know it's a girl.
Oh, yeah. And listeners, pro tip, like if you're ever reading a book, like to your kids or something, sometimes books have dialogue where two people talk back and forth. And on the written page, you can tell because it's a new paragraph with new quotation marks. But in audio format, you can't tell.
Dude.
And so those are the ones that need to have different voices. So I know from being familiar with the book that Andy and Liam will have more interactions in the future. And it's very easy to distinguish those two voices.
Yeah.
So, dude, good work on that.
All right.
Now,
I'll take my kudos while I can get it.
yeah, exactly. Dude, I think that's it, right?
All right.
We did it.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it again. Another fucking great episode. Hell yeah.
Welcome to the Scafacci-verse. All right. Well, for Alan Gigax, for Anthony Scafacci, this has been a Balls Deep production. We are out.